Hi friends, welcome back to Rustic and Lace DIY. Do you know what today is? It is the Just Our Imagination Challenge. I love this challenge and I know you do too. And we have some challenging items this month. I know I said this last month, but honestly, I think this month is worse. I don't know, some of the girls thought it was better, but I don't know. There's one particular item that I'm like, what? But before we get on with the video, if you are new here, welcome. My name is Brenda and this is my sweet precious Oliver. And if you are returning, we love you guys so very much. So with all that being said, let's get to crafting. Okay, DIY number 1. I couldn't help myself, you guys. I had to do some more gingerbread, so here we go. Okay, I'm going to take this 14-inch wood round from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to paint the front and the back with my Waverly chalk paint in the color white. I then found this cute stencil, well, cutout with from Cricut Design Space. So I used my Cricut vinyl to print it out, and man, I got a new piece of transfer tape and it was very sticky and I was having issues with that thing. As you can see, it's all wrinkled up and oh my goodness. Anyways, I had that all on there. I took my Waverly chalk paint in the color hazelnut. I'm just going to go over all of the gingerbread guys with the hazelnut color. And then after I had that done, I took a small paintbrush and I just painted in the red for the candy canes. I don't know why I used a small paintbrush and not a stencil brush, but that's what I did. It was late when I did this. I removed my stencil, removed all the little stencil pieces. Then oh my goodness, you guys. Then I put this one down. Now I did create this one with my Cricut. I'm going over it with my red and I'm thinking everything is great. And I pull off the stencil. And I realize, I'm like looking at it thinking, wait, something doesn't look right. And then I'm like, oh, I wanted to paint the top part with my hazelnut and then go over it with red with the words. And I'm like, oh, dang it. And it's getting late at night. I'm tired. My neck hurts. And I'm just like, well, maybe I wanted to get this done. I'm like, well, maybe if I get a small paintbrush, I can just paint the hazelnut around the wording and then paint the rest of it with hazelnut. So I got probably a third of the way done and it just looked crappy. And I'm just like, I can't do this. This is awful. This is taking me forever. So I ended up just painting the whole thing with hazelnut. I let it sit overnight. I went to bed. And then the next morning I recreated the stencil and laid it over my brown. I then took the bottom part of a paintbrush and I'm dipping it in my crimson red color and I'm just going around the bottom here and making a little bit of red dots because to me there was just too much white. I needed something more. So then I took some of my hazelnut and made some little hazelnut polka dots and I just love this. I thought it was perfect. It just really filled it in even better. Then I had this ribbon I just recently got from Sam's Club. I loved it. And I'm just going to glue this on in the middle there. And what I think is funny is I had bought this and I hadn't shown Kathy Jo or told her. And then she sent me pictures. She bought the same thing. We have a lot of very similar taste. Then I took this little ribbon that came from Hobby Lobby. It has little gingerbread and houses and stuff on it. I put that in the middle of it. And then I'm taking the big peppermint ribbon. I'm making a bow, doing the awareness ribbon, using some twine to hold it in place. And then I'm going to dovetail the ends and I'm going to do the same thing with that other ribbon. And after I made this, I'm like, why didn't I use the twine for both of these ribbons? Oh my goodness. It's been a crazy almost 12 days. So then I'm going to glue this in place like that. And then I put the other one right on top of it. Normally I would use the same twine for both of those bows, but it is what it is. I took a long piece of twine. I'm going to tie a knot in the ends. I'm going to take the folded part. I did make a little hole with my big mouth crocodile for the hanger. I'm going to pull that through. I'm going to string I'm going to string the folded part into the knotted area and pull tightly. And then it brings that knotted part in the back. And then I have these beads that I got last year, I believe, from Amazon. Most of them are from Amazon. There's some dark brown ones I'm going to use here that actually came from a garland from Walmart, keep an eye out, especially after Christmas. A lot of times their boxed beaded garlands are marked down after Christmas, and it's a great time to get some beads because you can, beaded garlands, because you can use those beads for your crafts. And that's what I've been doing, and I just love it. So anyways, I'm just stringing these beads through it. Believe it or not, the brown ones are a little bit smaller, but their hole is bigger because I had an easier time threading the twine through the little smaller brown ones. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and string a few of these on, and there it is. I absolutely love how this came out, even though it gave me a little bit of a problem. I love it. Anyways, you have to let me know what you think about this in the comment box below. Okay, so today is the Just Our Imagination Challenge. I host this along with my best friend Kathy Jo with Kathy Jo DIYs on the second Monday of every month. And normally we will pick someone from the previous month that we just love their DIY as to be our guest host, but we could not decide between Jessica, the busy housewife, and May with Craft Away with May. Their projects were amazing. I will link in my description box last month's playlist if you haven't seen it, so you can check it out. But we asked them to be our guest hosts, so make sure you check out their channels as well as Kathy Jo and the playlist, because you're going to get a lot of fun and a lot of inspiration. I'll have links to all of them in my description box. Okay, next DIY number 2. Aren't those gingerbread men so cute? Wish I could make mine look that cute. Okay, sorry, this is really long. Okay, I'm going to take 2 of these arrows from Dollar Tree. I'm going to remove the hangers. Those are some teeny tiny staplers. You guys, I would love to have a stapler that staples that small so that I can use it for Dollar Tree stuff. Anyways, I'm going to mark where the overhang is on those arrows, and I'm just going to use my ruler here to draw a straight line, and then I'm going to use my box cutter, and I'm just going to score and score and score until it cuts through and breaks off. And I do that on both of my arrows. After that, I'm going to take those arrows, that little birdhouse, 2 of the 12-inch wood chunky slats from Dollar Tree, and those 3 wood houses from Dollar Tree. I'm going to paint them all with my hazelnut. Then I'm going to take some of these little bamboo sticks, and I'm going to cut them down to go over the tops of each of my house, including those arrows. The only one I didn't do this for was the little birdhouse. So I'm just cutting the angle and measuring them to make sure they're the same size, and then just cutting that off, and there we go. Super, super easy. Then I'm going to use my, I think I painted them too. I did. And then I'm going to use my Titebond Quick and Thick Multi-Surface Glue to put them on the back of my sticks, and then I'm going to add them to the top of each house. After that, I took some of these doors and windows. Now, I got these a year or 2 ago from Amazon, and I just never used them. And so I'm going to paint 2 of the doors red, and then I'm going to take the windows and paint them white. After that, I am going to continue to show you that. You gotta make sure you get in those grooves too when you're painting. I'm going to take my Titebond glue again, and I'm just going to brush it all along the back. Now I'm using a brush just because my bottle's getting low and it's really hard. It hurts my hand to squeeze it to get it out, so I use my brush. I decided on this house I was going to paint, like, try to make it look like window panes at the top. And so then I'm just going to outline it with my white paint marker from Dollar Tree here. And then I'm just going to decorate all the houses, doing little icing marks and swirly things and just kind of doing my thing here. Then I took some of this ribbon from Michael's, this very ridiculously priced ribbon. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Michael's prices. I think that's why I don't shop there very much, is their prices are just crazy. Anyways, I'm going to glue those ribbons, one on each side of those arrows. I'm going to add a little peppermint. I'm going to add a little dots around the peppermint. And then I'm going to take the birdhouse. I'm going to make my little swirly fun stuff all around the heart, all around the base of it. I just went crazy and went swirls everywhere. I wanted it to kind of look like icing on a gingerbread cookie. And yeah, so you'll see that there. Okay. I think I'm done showing you this. Maybe not. Yes. And I'm going to use my wood glue and hot glue. I'm going to glue those chunky slats. That's what they're actually called on them, chunky slats. I don't know why they call them. Why don't they just say chunky wood? I don't know. Anyways, I'm going to glue them together just like you see. And then I'm just kind of adding a little bit of decorations to the houses. Some of those little wreaths come from, I think, Hobby Lobby. These little candy canes, I have no idea where I got them. I've had them forever. And then I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue to glue the houses on top and in front of my chunky slats. It doesn't say wood pieces. I'm going to add the third house to the back on the top of the tops wood piece. And then I'm going to mark here where I'm going to lay my arrow houses, and I'm going to add my wood glue and hot glue inside of those marks. So that way I'm not getting glue everywhere, or a little bit of glue when I need a lot more. I'm going to add my houses to the back, and then I'm going to put some glue on the front and add my little birdhouse house. That's kind of funny. Then I'm going to glue my trees inside of that little pocket. And then I decided, you know what? I need to add some puff paint to the roofs to just make it stand out even more. So I'm just going to go all along the roof lines of all my houses with my puff paint, just kind of making some drip marks as well. And I really love how this came out. I think it's so much fun. And yeah, you know me, I love gingerbread, and I just couldn't help myself from doing some more. Everything I tried to think of, you guys, I was trying to think of other things and everything to make, and everything I came up with was gingerbread. And I'm like, why am I fighting it? I know I told you guys the last one would be the last one. I promise you this is the last one for this year. I might throw 1 or 2 gingerbread projects in, but that's going to be it. Okay, guys, I am here to say thank you once again. You guys are the best and you mean the world to me. I appreciate every single one of you that show up and watch my videos, like, share, comment, all that fun stuff. And I just like to take this moment to thank you guys. I really hope you're enjoying today's video. I know this is becoming a big favorite of many people, this challenge, and it's a lot of fun. Let me tell you, it's really fun when we pick what the items are going to be, the must-use items. It is so fun to listen to the ladies in our chat when we list those items, and we all have fun with it. You know, there's some that go in there and, oh my goodness, you guys are killing me, or what are you doing to me? But it's a lot of fun, and we have a lot of fun, and we make it a lot of fun, and I hope you are having a lot of fun watching it, and I hope you can feel the fun that we're having as we're crafting. But before we get on with the video, I always like to welcome you again if you are new, and invite you to hit that red subscribe button and become part of our YouTube family so you don't miss out on the fun either. And then if you are one of my YouTube extended family members already, I just want to say thank you once again from the bottom of my heart. I truly do appreciate you. So with all that being said, let's continue on with the video. Okay, DIY number 3. Okay, so this one, it's not my favorite, but it is what it is. So I took a wood heart from Dollar Tree, painted with crimson, and these 2 little gingerbread people are from Woodpecker's Crafts, and I painted them hazelnut. I took this stencil that I got from Amazon. It is, I believe, in my Amazon store. I'm going to take use just the wording that said made with love. I thought that was fitting for the heart. So I am going to just use my white chalk paint, and I'm just going to go over all of that, and then I'm just going to remove that stencil very carefully because my paint was still wet. And then what do I do next? I'm going to take my paint marker here, and I'm just going to outline my whole gingerbread people. Normally I do a lot more color on my gingerbread people, but I just wanted to just kind of make it look more like a cookie, just a frosted cookie. So I am just going to outline the whole thing with my marker. Then I'm going to make my little smiley face. I'm going to do my little loop-de-loos there, icing marks, whatever you want to call it. I'm going to kind of detail this dress a little bit more. Just going to draw a line there, and I just think this really made it look like she's wearing a dress. I'm going to give her a neckline I should have made little pearls or something. Anyways, and then just kind of some whoop-de-doos there to make it look like a skirt. And then decided to make heart buttons. And I wish I would not have painted them in. I think it would have looked cuter, but I did. So yeah, it still looks like hearts, but I think it was cute without being colored in. But it is what it is. And then after that, I'm going to make some eyes. And I think that's all I did for that. And I'm going to do the same thing with the guy. I outlined him, made his little icing marks. I'm like, okay, let's see if I can make it look like he's wearing pants and a shirt. And I'm just kind of trying to imagine it, trying to figure out how to make it look. And then, yeah, see, even just coming down like that just really makes it pop. So then I'm like, okay, should I make it look like pants? Okay, I'll do it. Well, yeah, I think it looks okay. Anyways, then I decided I was going to try and make a scarf. Yeah, it was okay. It was going good. And then this part, I think I should have done a little bit more at an angle because it's like, wait, I realized it here. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't the way I was picturing it. But I think it kind of looks like a scarf. You'll have to let me know what you think. Anyways, I was going to give him just like a curly Q hair. And I thought, no, that might look kind of dumb. So I'm just going to just give him wavy little bits of hair here. And then I'm going to draw in his face. Then I took my marker and I'm just going to make some of the swirly icy marks along the heart. And then I'm going to just make my little dots all the way around. See those dots on the side? My hand got paint on the side and I didn't realize it. And I was resting my hand there. I'm going to use wood glue and hot glue to glue these cookies right on top of the heart. And then after that, I was like, it's needing something more. What's it missing? It's missing something. So I had these window clings that I recently got. I showed them on one of my previous videos, one of my gingerbread videos. They are adorable. And so I thought, I'm just going to add some of these little cutout cookies along here. And that will just help fill it in nicely. So I'm just adding Mod Podge to the heart there. And I'm going to place my little cookies down. And then I just went over those window clings with Mod Podge again, and then just went over the whole heart with Mod Podge so that it had an even look, so you don't just see Mod Podge areas. So once I had that all done and dried, I guess I'm showing you more of this. I don't know why I showed you so much of this. This is probably where I was falling asleep. You guys, no matter what, even if I drink coffee before I start editing, I start falling asleep. I don't know what it is. Anyways, once that was dry, I took some of this ribbon that has the Gingerbread People on it from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just going to use it as a hanger. I'm going to tie knots in the back, and that's all there was. And then I'm like, no, I need these cookies to pop a little bit more. So I took my puff paint, and I'm just going to go over all of that I drew with my pen, and I'm just going to use my puff paint, and that really made it pop more. Anyways, there it is. I think it's cute. Probably the least of my favorite of today's, but I think it's still cute. You have to let me know what you think about this one as well in the comment box below. Okay, you guys, so here we go. DIY number 4 with the must-use items. I got them all in one project. I was so proud of myself. This was the first thing I actually made, so this is what leaned me towards gingerbread. I took some Q-tips, an air freshener can. Can you believe we had to use an air freshener can? I mean, what do you do with an air freshener can? Some straws, which I used like double that amount, and then some foam board. Yes, I know it's all cut, but I knew I only needed a little bit and I didn't want to have to pull out a big one. So I took one of my ribbon spools and I traced out 2 circles, and then I'm going to cut it out. Now, the secret to cutting out foam board is to use a very sharp blade. Since my X-Acto knife the blade is getting a little dull, I didn't want to use it because I knew it'd get all kinds of chunks. So I used a fresh razor blade on that. Then I took my straws here. I am marking just below the lid of that can, and then I'm just going to continue marking all the straws that I need, and then I cut them down to that size. Then I took some Fix All glue. You guys, I was panicking because I was almost out of that one and I only had one more that was almost gone too, but I barely had enough. I have to go find me some. I also had put some double-sided tape down to hold that paper down while the Fix All glue was drying. So here I'm just going to cut off the excess, which was just a tad too short. but that's okay because it's going to get covered up. And I only reason why I picked this paper was because of the color, because you're not going to see it, but I thought if any of it shows through, I want it to have a gingerbread color or look. So I'm going to take some more double-sided tape here. I'm going to stick it next to the Fix-All glue, and then I'm going to roll the rest of that paper right on there so that it will stay. And then I wasn't sure how much of it was actually touching that tape, so I just put regular tape over the seam. Then I just start gluing all my straws all the way around it, just like you see right there. And I'm just going to glue and stick, glue and stick, glue and stick until it is completely covered. I think I did use like 36 straws. I don't remember for sure the amount, but I did have to use a lot more straws than I had there. Then I traced out some more of that paper, and before I add it to my foam pieces, I painted the edges with the hazelnut. Then I'm just using my glue stick on both sides of my rounds, and I'm adding my paper that I cut out. Then I took my Q-tips. I'm cutting off the soft end of one side, and then I'm cutting some of the stick part of the other. And I did this, I don't even know how many times, but believe me, I did a lot of cutting. So I'm going to glue a stick piece down and then a little puff piece in the middle. So hoping that it looks kind of like icing dripping. That was my thought, at least. So after I added my Q-tips on here, I decided, okay, I need something to help it. But before I did that, I took some gold cording, and I'm going to go around the bottom round. This goes on the bottom of what I'm making. And I just wanted to do this because I wasn't sure how much you would see, and I just thought it would give it a little more decorative trim. It probably really didn't need to be done because you really don't see it. So I'm going to glue my top piece to the bottom piece here, and then I'm going to glue the piece with the Q-tips onto the top, just like you see. And then I'm going to take puff paint, and I'm going to go all around the edge to just kind of help it look more like icing. And I really do think this helped because it covers all of those edges of those sticks too. Then I took some of these little gingerbread sticker men that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I'm just adding a whole bunch of hot glue on the bottom and gluing them all around the top piece. I took this little gingerbread cutout that I got from Amazon, painted with Folk Arts Nutmeg, and I only used that darker color because the other little men were darker. So once I had that all painted and dried and decorated, I'm just going to glue it to the front of my straws. And then I added a few more of those little gingerbread guys all around the bottom. And then I'm just filling everything in with more of my puff paint to look like they're standing in icing. And there it is. It's a little candle holder. I think it's so funny. Oh my goodness, that mouth. I tried to do something different. It didn't turn out, and I made a big white mouth. But anyways, you have to let me know. Not too bad for using an air freshener can, right? Okay, here is the final reveal. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I promise this is the last gingerbread video for the year, but I will make more next year for sure. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Make sure you check out that playlist. Make sure you check out May and Jessica and Kathy Jo's channels. You won't be disappointed. And with all of that, guys, I will see you tomorrow for the last 12 days of Christmas. I hope you guys have a wonderful week and a happy Veterans Day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye.